Okay, let's just jump right in. Imagine it's the late 1960s. The San Francisco Bay Area is completely gripped by an absolute suffocating panic. A phantom is stalking the streets and lovers' lanes, striking out of nowhere and then just vanishing right into the fog. But see, this killer didn't just want to commit murder. He wanted an audience. He basically wanted to play this high-stakes, terrifying psychological thriller with the entire state of California, and used puzzles, ciphers, and the media to do it. So today, we're decrypting the rain, the codes, and the incredibly frustrating, ongoing hunt for the Zodiac Killer. This is the Zodiac speaking. Man, that has to be one of the most chilling opening lines in the entire history of true crime. Mailed to the San Francisco Examiner in August of 1969, this phrase officially marked the debut of the killer's persona. It was the ultimate drop-in hook in a deadly cat-and-mouse game. You see, the killer wasn't just leaving a trail of bodies, he was literally picking up a megaphone and taunting the police to try and catch him. Part 1. The Zodiac's Reign of Terror. Now, before all the taunts and complex ciphers, there was the terrifying reality of the physical crimes themselves. These brutal, unprovoked attacks were the inciting incidents that sparked a psychological war lasting over half a century. And the attacks, they were relentless. December 1968, two teenagers are shot on a secluded gravel runoff at Lake Herman Road. July 1969, another young couple is ambushed in their car at Blue Rock Springs Park. By September 1969, the nightmare intensifies with a daylight attack at Lake Berryessa by a man wearing a black executioner's hood with a crosshair symbol right on his chest. And then, October 1969, the killer moves from rural lovers' lanes straight into the affluent urban center of San Francisco, executing cab driver Paul Stein in Presidio Heights. Just a rapid-fire sequence of violence that left literally no one feeling safe. As the investigation completely exploded, the killer started to communicate his score. And eventually, in a letter mailed years later in 1974, he left us with this staggering number: 37. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the shocking contrast in these numbers. On one side, we have the grim reality actually recognized by law enforcement: 5 confirmed dead and 2 survivors who somehow managed to escape his wrath. But on the other side, you see the killer's claimed score: 37 victims. I mean, this massive discrepancy brilliantly illustrates the Zodiac's severe megalomania. Was he secretly taking credit for dozens of unsolved homicides all across California? Or was he simply inflating his numbers to feed his own terrifying myth? Part 2. Taunts and Deadly Letters. That myth, he built it entirely using his true weapon of choice, the mail system. Yes, he used a 9mm pistol and a knife, but this wasn't just some killer trying to hide in the shadows. This was an active terrorist holding an entire city hostage. He demanded that newspapers print his encrypted ciphers right on their front pages, threatening that if they refused, he'd cruise around all weekend, killing lone people in the night. He sent diagrams of bombs, explicitly threatening to blow up the tires on school buses and shoot the kids as they came bouncing out. He even complained when citizens wouldn't wear lapel buttons featuring his crosshairs logo. He was totally manipulating the media to turn his crimes into this horrifying public spectacle. And when his very first cipher, a 408-symbol cryptogram, was actually cracked by a local school teacher and his wife, it revealed his deeply twisted motives. The decoded message, which was full of these bizarre misspellings, stated that he liked killing because it was more fun than hunting wild animals in the forest. It's a seriously chilling nod to the short story The Most Dangerous Game. Even more delusional, he claimed that every single person he murdered was being collected as a slave to serve him in his afterlife. It gave police a terrifying front-row seat to a highly disorganized and delusional mind. Part 3. The Unbreakable Z340 Cipher. Well, that first cipher was honestly child's play compared to what came next. A 340-character masterpiece, mailed in November 1969 to the San Francisco Chronicle. It became an absolute nightmare for codebreakers. It didn't just stump local police. It baffled the FBI. It baffled the CIA. It stumped military intelligence. It actually became a prominent case study in elite academic cryptology circles. The greatest forensic and mathematical minds in the entire country threw their weight at this grid of symbols, just absolutely desperate to find the killer's true identity hidden inside. And yet, for 51 agonizing years, it yielded absolutely nothing. Half a century of silence. The Zodiac faded into history, slipping away like a ghost, leaving this puzzle behind to just mock law enforcement and amateur sleuths alike for decades. Part 4. Cracking a 51-year mystery. But here's the incredible thing about this story. The code didn't win. Fast forward to 2020, where a modern-day team of private citizens took on the ultimate puzzle. In December 2020, an international team made up of American software engineer David Orenschak, Australian mathematician Sam Blake, and Belgian programmer Jarvan Eyck finally broke the Z340. They realized it wasn't just a standard code. No, it was a massive, multi-layered transposition and homophonic substitution cipher. Basically, that means the letters were heavily jumbled and multiple different symbols could stand for the exact same letter. They used a specialized program called AZ Decrypt, harnessing sheer computing power to run through 650,000 possible solutions until the algorithm finally isolated the encryption key. After 51 years, the unbreakable code was officially broken. So, what did the ultimate mystery message actually say? The translated text read, in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner because I now have enough slaves to work for me." And that, right there, is the dramatic irony of the Zodiac's masterpiece. There was no name, there was no location, there was absolutely zero actionable evidence to his identity, just another taunt from a phantom, reaching out from the grave. Part 5, The Final Hope, DNA. So we're left with this incredibly frustrating, terrifying reality. The ciphers are solved, the letters have been analyzed, but the killer remains nameless. Where do investigators turn when the puzzles run out? They turn to biology. There has been a massive leap in investigative technology since the crimes occurred. In the 1960s, police were relying on composite sketches based on traumatized eyewitnesses in the dark. They were measuring tire tracks and bloody footprints. They had a literal swatch of Paul Stein's shirt. But today, modern forensics relies on genetic testing and DNA profiling. This is the exact same technology that finally unmasked the Golden State Killer decades after his crimes. And that is exactly what the Vallejo Police Department is banking on right now. This is a 57-year ongoing chase. Vallejo is a smaller city, so they face significant budget and manpower hurdles, but they absolutely refuse to let this case go cold. Recently, they submitted evidence for genetic testing. And what's totally crucial to take away from this is that the resulting genetic profile actually ruled out a previously favored prime suspect. So while it didn't give them a name, it proves the science works to clear the innocent. For law enforcement, a DNA match really does remain the final, absolute hope to catch him. Which leaves us with this final, lingering question. After all the taunts, all the complex ciphers, and all the decades of paralyzing fear, will a microscopic drop of saliva on a 50-year-old postage stamp be the thing that finally brings the Zodiac Killer to justice? Will modern science eventually put a true name to the Phantom of the Bay? Well, time and perhaps a family tree will tell. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the mysteries around you.